Well, I've got a little secret missing, as you know. I've wrote a poem, and it's a poem of appreciation for the helpers that have helped us over these 4 days, looking after us brilliant, all the film crew. It's called The Final Wrap. They don't know about it.
Hello, Mum.
This is Acting on Impulse's 7th project. Acting on Impulse is a charity that started in 2007, and we work with people who are homeless or have been homeless or kind of marginalised in some way. This project is kind of a follow-on from last year, the music video Street Life.
We have a brilliant Joe Chambers directing it, and he's still buzzing from that, and the guys were still buzzing from it and getting recognition on the streets, and the characters that were created from that were just so big. They sort of began to have a life of their own, and we started calling the actors by their names from Street Life.
Gadget, so can you just do this for me, Gadgets? I'll say, yeah, no problem. You know, I even answer to it, you know.
It's going to be a 4-part series, released stage by stage.
So we're really coming back in documentary style to revisit the characters. So along the way we kind of meet new people as well as catching up with our guys, and all sorts of good and bad things happen along the way.
So what people who watch this will see is, you know, what about Bus Stop Bill? Is he still in his bus stop, or does he have a chain of bus stops now? What is Gadget's Gaz doing a year on? How has this fame and fortune affected him? Has his life changed?
You know, he likes to give girls his digits and tries to sell his stuff, even though they're a bit knock-off, like, you know, a bit of a charmer.
Well, it's a mockumentary about a suit van. The council want to shut it down, so...
When we did it, it was like setting it up, and they were going around with the tins, you know, for donations. People genuinely, one woman got out to put a £5 in. And
so do you know what it's all about?
Not too sure, to be honest. It looks like, well, it says to raise money, so obviously it's for a good cause.
Although it's a documentary and it's a mock-up, it's what has happened to suit vans.
So one of our characters who plays Quick Fix, Mick, in real life, he's not the baddie he is in this. He runs one of the main suit vans in Manchester.
Yeah, the story that's featured in the mockumentary actually really does happen in real life. I mean, you know, over the 20 years I've been working with the homeless, many times we've been threatened with being closed down or moved on.
And when we were looking at what the sort of backbone story could be of this documentary, as much as there's lots of humour and silly things, we kind of wanted something that was quite poignant as well. And the suit van's the heart of the community, really. Yes, they get food as well, but it's a really nice social place. And the people that run the suit vans are, you know, really warm, loving people, and it's just a nice, safe place for them to go.
Hopefully, we'll save our suit van.
Okay, so there might have been a drug addict, there might have been a prostitute, there might have been this, there might have been that, but there's a story behind it. Why these people
yeah, there's
were
a
like
stigma
that.
to homeless people.
Just really people's perceptions of homelessness is really bad, and just for people to see that actually anybody could end up homeless, literally anybody.
And you lose this, whatever you lose or whatever, to have free food on the doorstep.
And just to see the real lives behind the people, you know, and also to see these guys just get a little bit of recognition.
We're in a corner shop. It's a genuine corner shop, but we've got an actor in playing the shopkeeper, and this is for crack cocaine's kids and him. He kind of wins the worst dad award. He takes them to a park and there's no swings. He's doing his dodgy dealings and they're around, and he's constantly trying to justify it and justify himself. And in this scene he's taking them to get some penny sweets, and they're kicking off because the bags are like that big, so they end up walking out with like carrier bags just heaving with sweets. So he sees it that he spoils them, and he's a great dad, but it's quite obvious that he's not.
I'd never been to a soup kitchen before, so I never really knew how it was going to be laid out and what it was going to be like. And you know, filming something where you protected is a lot different from living it in real life. And I think that's why it's good that we're here, so we can see firsthand actually what it is like. The thing is with acting, and the thing is with our storyline, is we have to sit in the cold for probably maximum, if we're doing a scene, 2 hours of the day, and then we're moaning at that, you know, and you don't seem to realise that people do that all day, every day, and there's no people to come up and go, right, cut, you can go home now. There's none of that.
There's no feet warmers in your shoes and stuff like that.
I've started off acting on impulse with a charity called Cornerstones.
and I was introduced to this by somebody who took me to Back on Track.
I saw a flyer in 2009 at Bolton Market.
Through a good friend, Peter, who plays Biggish Baz.
I was a compulsive gambler for over 25 years.
I'm an ex-drug addict. I still slip now and then using.
There is no fun in gambling. It traps you. And it takes away your life, it takes away everything.
I was homeless myself for 12 months.
I was homeless for 5.5 years in South Wales, and believe me, where I was sleeping it was cold. And I moved to Manchester, and I didn't think anything like this would happen to me.
I won't mention who, but an actor said to me yesterday, we were talking about getting home at the end of the shoot, and I said, don't worry, someone's going to take you home. And he said, no, I don't deserve that.
So I'm not at home, I'm not going seeing any of my mates and getting drugs or selling them or anything like that, so it kind of keeps me out of trouble.
It brings me out of my shell.
I actually do enjoy it. If I'm any good, I'm any good. If I'm not, I still enjoy it.
I'd had this really bad patch and I was using really heavy, and Acting on Impulse texted me, said that they wrote this role and would have come in, and I kind of thought, actually somebody really cares, you know what I mean?
I've pretty much transformed my life into something unbelievable. They've been absolutely brilliant, absolutely fantastic. I hope to learn whatever I can from the rest of them.
Your self-esteem is so low that you don't think that you deserve a lift home.
So I went down, and there was all different types of people who've had all sorts of problems like we all have. And we did the acting bit, and I was looking around and sort of, and looked over there and saw some of the pretty girls like who were helping support the place, and I thought, hey, they look pretty cool, right? Hey, so I just went over there. I'm going to be honest about it, and then I started going in there and I was like, right, let's do this, you know, and I just got involved with them. I thought, I like it. I like it.
I'm Will, and I'm the sound recordist for Street Life. So I've just been capturing obviously all the dialogues and following the guys around for the 4 days. I think we might be shooting this way.
On this particular shoot, because it's not a corporate shoot, it's not a professional film shoot, it's so important that everybody's just willing to help. It's all hands on deck, that's literally what it is. Everybody's got to do anything and everything. You can't have any sort of pride, you know, oh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm not doing that. You've just got to literally get your hands stuck in.
Runner, driver, costume, tea maker, umbrella holder, encourager apparently. The cheeky, you know, these lot.
Oh, look at
You're like a pixie.
Doing the catering for 20 crew and 24 cast, but we've had, for the first time this time, I've had the wonderful Nicola. I've totally handed over to her, more or less.
I am Sue's number 2 caterer, if you like. So Sue does all the organising, all of the preparation and things, so I'm just here to help out with the catering.
It's fun being a hot dog.
I think the fact that they're not necessarily professional. I know a lot of the crew, they sort of ask me, oh, are they an actor? Are they an actor? And I'm like, no, none of them are actors. They're just really natural. They have worked on their characters, developed them themselves, and some of them based on their own stories, exaggerated or not, or people they know. And I think the fact that they've got that to sort of draw upon means that they give quite natural performances. But on top of that, when we do some of the more ridiculous scenarios to sort of get the humour up, they just do it, they just go with it. And Joe's quite a ridiculous person.
You're excited about this, you very quickly fall asleep.
He manages to sort of pass that on to them, and his enthusiasm ends up kind of, you know, getting them doing silly things.
Knock, knock!
Who's there?
Gadgets! Gadgets, Gaz from Street Life Video.
Working alongside these guys as an actor has been, well, what can I say? I mean, they just go for it. They go for it. And actually, they improvise much better. I mean, I'm not saying actors aren't good at improvising, but they just go for it. If you say, right, you need to be in an argument here, this is a protest, they just go for it. So that's great, that's what you want. You know, you might have a professional actor saying, well, what do you actually want me to say? And it's like, you don't need to do that with this lot.
And they want to know how they can be better, and it is. And Some of the acting's amazing. I mean, we've had a couple of guys who've gone on and done other stuff from this and been hired. So yeah, it's good.
But they've been throwing twists in that we don't know about, you know, in the acting.
None of them know what's going to happen. They don't really know the storyline. As in a true documentary, the people don't know what's going to happen the next day. Our poor actors don't know what's going to happen next. And when they see it, they're going to be really surprised.
We literally found out about 3 minutes ago that it was a surprise for them. So that's crazy. That's great.
I don't think I'd like us as the surprise. I think I'll be like, where's the rest of it?
So there's all these different reactions going on, and they won't know till the very end whether the Superman's been saved or not. I don't know yet. Nobody knows. Only Joe and Lauren.
Where that yellow cone is, just don't go any further back from there. And let's be very careful, like, you know, holes and that, so just be careful, yeah? It's been a great 7 years. It's kind of grown into something I never expected or planned for, but...
Break the train.
It's all based on the guys. You know, as long as they keep turning up and loving it like they do, then we'll keep on thinking of new projects and ideas to do with them.
But it has been phonetic. I will just check it. Yes, there are two. Oh, there's one from Lauren saying love you.
As you know, I've wrote a poem, and it's a poem of appreciation for all the cast and the helpers that have helped us over these 4 days, making us sandwiches and looking after us brilliant, all the film crew. And I've wrote, it's called The Final Wrap. They don't know about it. And I've got everybody to sign on the back their signatures, all us cast. And we're going to say, look, there's been an issue about something, and so can get on the cast, and they'll be like, oh, what's going on, and all that type of thing. But now everything's been running smooth. What? Because they'll be panicky. They'll come over and go, right, everyone, I've just got this to say, you know, and then I'll read this poem. Now this is the double twist that they haven't got a clue about. So they're going to be surprised. Yeah. The film crew staff and the helpers are so nice, and not only brilliant once, but 1,000,000 times twice. They never leave the tiniest thing undone. If there was a trophy for excellence, then they've already won. Wherever they go, they carry magic in their bag, full of kindness and charm. Honest man, I don't brag. So on behalf of all the Street Life cast, our appreciation is louder than a space rocket blast.